In business news tonight, India has expressed its willingness to support technical education and vocational training in Sri Lanka. A memorandum of understanding to construct a vocational training centre in this regard was inked in Colombo today.
India's High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Ashok Kanta, and Minister of Youth Affairs and Skills Development, Dallas Alapirima, inked the memorandum of understanding. The Indian High Commissioner said that according to this program, the equipment and the trainers for the Vocational Training Institute will be provided by India.
I'm happy that today we are launching the second phase of this program with the signing of the MOU for setting up a vocational training center at Neuralia. This will involve, once again, HMT International of India, which will help set up the VTC through provision of equipment, through training of master trainers in India, as well as dispatch of trainers from India to provide on-the-job training in Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the News First International Desk. At least 67 people have been killed and 250 injured in a train derailment in northern India. A dozen coaches of the Kalka mail passenger train left the rails near the town of Fatehpur in Uttar Pradesh.
Rescue workers and locals have been working through the night to try to free trapped passengers from the badly damaged carriages. The train was travelling from Howrah near Calcutta to the capital Delhi and derailed at more than 100 km per hour. This morning, some 67 bodies had been removed from the damaged coaches, including those of 2 Swedish passengers. A third Swede is among scores of injured receiving treatment in hospital in the local town of Kanpur. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh has expressed his deep concern over the accident, the second in a week in Uttar Pradesh, and has directed the railway authorities to use all available resources for the relief operation. The cause of the derailment, about 120 kilometers southeast of Uttar Pradesh's capital Lucknow, was not immediately clear. The drivers of the train escaped with minor injuries. The train was reportedly travelling at 108 kilometers per hour, fast by local standards.
Meanwhile, more than 100 people are missing and feared dead after a tourist boat capsized on the Volga River in Russia. Dozens of people were rescued after the boat sank in the Tatarstan region east of Moscow. At least 2 deaths have been confirmed.
More than 180 passengers and crew were believed to be on the Bulgaria, which was sailing from the town of Bulgar to the regional capital Kazan. Hopes of finding survivors faded as the rescue operation continued after dark. Bad weather, mechanical failure on the aged craft and overcrowding have all been cited as possible reasons why the boat sank. Nearly 50 Russian divers were scouring the murky river early today amid vanishing hopes that any survivors would be found. The Bulgaria, a 55-year-old vessel which is believed to be owned by a local tourism company, was on a 2-day cruise when it got into difficulty, sinking within minutes.
Good evening and welcome to Sports First. The first game of the Tri-Nation tournament in Scotland was called off today due to bad weather. Sri Lanka is due to take on Ireland in Edinburgh. Host Scotland take on Ireland tomorrow, while Sri Lanka will take on the host on the 13th. Moving on, Prasanna Paris was crowned champion of the bodybuilding event at the 37th National Games today. The event was held at the new town hall in Colombo.
The bodybuilding gold medal in the 60 kg category was won by W.C. Dias of the Western Province. The event, which was worked off under 8 weight categories, saw Prasanna Paris clinching gold in the 65 kg category. Prasanna, who represents the Western Province, is also a World Championship medal winner as well as a medal winner at Asian level. Schools champion A.M. Amida, who represents the Southern Province, claimed the silver medal. Incidentally, the Basnahira team managed to clinch gold medals in all 8 weight categories.
Sri Lanka is due to take part in the South Asian qualifiers for the Asian Basketball Championship. The qualifying matches will commence on the 12th of this month in New Delhi, India.
The Sri Lankan national basketball team engaged in a practice session at the Royal College basketball court this morning under the watchful eyes of coach Prasanna Jayasinghe. The 12-man team is led by Chamath Danawansa.
We are mentally strong. We expect a tough challenge from the Indian team. We hope to compete well and win the tournament.
Pranit Jayakodi of St. Joseph's College, Colombo is the only school player in the Sri Lankan national team. Sri Lanka, which is ranked 11th among the Asian men's basketball teams, came in third at the same qualifying tournament last year.
Spaniard Fernando Alonso stormed to victory at the British Grand Prix yesterday at the historic Silverstone track.
The Red Bulls appeared to be in control early on in the mixed conditions, with Sebastian Vettel leading Mark Webber and Lewis Hamilton taking third place from Fernando Alonso. But as the Silverstone track dried, the race turned on its head. Alonso started to pump in fast laps, closing on Hamilton and repassing him on lap 24. Alonso and Vettel came in on the same lap for their penultimate stops, and a delay fitting the left rear wheel to the Red Bull enabled Alonso to pass Vettel in the pits and take the lead. Vettel was left to fend off teammate Mark Webber, who was told to hold position by team boss Christian Horner. Lewis Hamilton finished fourth, holding off Ferrari's Felipe Massa in an exciting last lap duel. The win was incidentally Fernando Alonso's first win of the 2011 season. Aditi, before we let you go, Ferrari President Luca de Montesmolo described yesterday's win as an emotional victory for Ferrari. What is the significance of Alonso's victory?
Well, Ramesh, this marks the best result that the Italian team was able to record this season, as well as the team's first win this year. Incidentally, it was exactly 60 years ago that Ferrari recorded its first ever victory in Formula One at this very same circuit back in 1951.
Tell me a bit more about Fernando Alonso.
Well, if you take a look at his Formula One career, he entered the sport in 2001. Since then, he has recorded 27 wins from 168 races. Spaniard Alonso claimed his first race victory in 2003 at the Hungarian Grand Prix and went on to become the world champion in 2005. At the same time, he was the youngest Formula One champion, and the following year, he became the youngest second-time world champion, bringing to an end Michael Schumacher's dominant streak. That's all I have from the world of sports for tonight. Back to the main desk.
Thank you, Arundhati, for that sports update.
Well, with that, we conclude Primetime News for today. Do log on to our website. That's www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Mahina Bongzo.
And I'm Ramesh Bandara. Good night.